5280 Sports Network, good morning. How are you? It's your Morning Minute on a Thursday. Nate Lundy along with Shawn Drotar, Ryan Green behind the camera. We're actually having a big debate right now. Ryan has a brand new Broncos hat on.
Right.
And maybe he'll tweet out a picture later from the 5280 Sportsnet Twitter account. But we're having a big debate right now because he said it was a Christmas present. Shawn, last time I checked, it's December 15th.
Was it this Christmas?
Apparently it was.
This Christmas.
It was. It was this Christmas. He told us that it was this Christmas. It's the 15th. That's cheating. I'm sorry, it's cheating. Don't open your presents early. What are you doing?
Idea. Oh.
Stop it.
Oh my gosh.
I'm an adult.
Save your presents. You pipe down over there, cameraman. Shawn, we're getting ready for Broncos and Patriots coming up on Sunday.
I've heard that.
A big deal's been made out of Tom Brady's record in Denver, all those kinds of things. I don't really give a crap. I don't want to talk about that right now. What I want to talk about is this running game and whether or not the Broncos can make up for what has been missing now since Week 7. And for those that did not mark the calendar, Week 7 is the last time you saw C.J. Anderson on the field with Justin Forsett. I know all the problems with the offensive line, and we don't really have to rehash them. I think all fans are aware of that. But can Justin Forsett maybe tick things up just a notch?
Well, I think so. I mean, I think when you look at what Forsett can do compared to Devontae Booker, some of this is just experience. The Broncos' offensive line has the consistency of a wet paper towel, and so that's been a problem for the running game all year. Devontae Booker doesn't quite have the patience, doesn't quite have the experience yet to have an opportunity to really see those holes and have the patience to hit them. So they're very small. They're open only for a very small amount of time. But maybe Justin Forsett's experience allows him to do that a little bit better. Even after the fumble, which was his very first carry as a Denver Bronco, not a great start. But he was a more effective runner than Booker, even in the limited time. Ended up with triple Booker's carries. Look, he's the starter now. Whether they put it on the depth chart or not, Justin Forsett's the starter. It's because he can wait for the holes, and just as importantly, Nate, he can pass block, something that Devontae Booker really does not do well as a young player.
Yeah, and if they've got somebody else back there that can assist with picking up a blitz, picking up a block every now and then, I think it can offer some opportunities for them from an offensive standpoint. I've said before, I said it on the TV show last night on Altitude for the Fantasy Football Hour, that if it weren't for that fumble at the end of the game, I think the narrative right now about A.J. Derby would be completely different. They need a pass-catching tight end. Unfortunately, the last memory right now for the blue and orange fans is him fumbling when the Broncos were trying to get downfield to at least kick a field goal to tie that game in Tennessee and force overtime. So that's the current narrative, but I think things will change because I think they do have a good pass-catching tight end in Derby. Now let's talk about the Colorado Avalanche for a moment. Shawn, you were at the game last night, a late start, the game against the Flyers. Avalanche wind up losing 4-3 in that one. A late goal that made it a one-goal game, but really it was 4-2 with about 14 minutes or so left in the third on just a great goal that just barely got past an attempted kick save by Calvin Pickard. That was annoying for you because it was full of Philly fans.
Oh my, that felt like a home Flyers game. There was as much orange in the crowd as on Ryan's new Broncos hat. So I mean,
he cheated and opened early.
It did feel like a Flyers game, but you know what, Nate? That doesn't bother me because the Avalanche now have the worst record in the NHL, and we run into this with the Rockies, and we talked about this a little bit on the morning show. People get frustrated with the Rockies and their lack of spending, so they say, okay, fans should not show up and support that because that encourages the way they do things. So apparently you're not supposed to go if the team's bad. But when the Avalanche or the Nuggets aren't packing the Pepsi Center, people go after the fans and say, well, why? They're not supporting the team. Look, if the team's bad and the Avalanche are bad and you don't want to go, I get it. But it makes for a really, really rough scene in the Pepsi Center during that Flyers win. It really did feel like a home game.
You've got two occupants in the Pepsi Center right now, in the Nuggets and Avalanche, that both need to be able to give up something. They need to pull a trade. They need to make a difference within the roster. And understand, this isn't like walking into a store with one of those mystery grab bags for $5 where you really don't know what you're going to get. You're going to fork over $5, then you're going to open it up when you get home and you're going to wonder what you have.
Where do you shop?
You can't do that when it comes to a trade. Avalanche fans, Nuggets fans alike, but let's talk Avs for a moment. You have to be willing to give up something that you covet because you will not get anything good back unless you are willing to give up something good. Keep that in mind. We'll be talking more Pats Broncos tomorrow with you on 5280 Sports Network and milehighsports.com, 7 a.m. for the morning show. For Shawn, I'm Nate. See ya.